Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of these screencasts, these mathematical screencasts. This one's on graphs, and it's on stem and leaf graphs in particular. And the great news is stem and leaf graphs are one of those things, if you've never heard of before, you think I can't do it, it sounds difficult, but trust me, in the next 10 minutes you'll be amazing and you'll be thinking, what? This was so easy. So what is a stem and leaf diagram? It's kind of called it because it looks a little bit like a stem and leaves coming off it. It's a way of displaying data in an ordered way, which is easy to read and create. And that's the good news for us. It's easy to create, which I love. Here's an example. This is not an example. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, everyone. But here's an example of the data we might get to then have to create a stem and leaf diagram. Okay, so we've got people's ages, 15 people, draw an ordered stem and leaf diagram. Now, the ordered part means smallest to largest, and the stem and leaf part is represented, and I'm going to show you an example of that. Now, the key is, and I always forget to do this myself, is to write a key at the end. So just remember that as we go through. But I'm going to do the first one for you here. I've got my little line coming up. So that is my stem. And now I'm going to do my leaves. So I'm going to do this in a semi-ordered fashion. I'm going to try and do it ordered, but I may need to go back and make some corrections as I go. First thing is I'm going to look, I've got some 30s here, I've got some 40s, some 50s, and it doesn't look like I've got anything else. So I'm just going to make a quick little start on I'm going to start with the 40s. I'm going to start with the 40s. So the way that we write 40, and I can see I've got a 40 here, is I would write 4 and a 0. And then I would cross that off. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and just have a quick little look, and I can see I've got 41. So I would write, rather than writing 41, I'd write just the 1. And I can see that I've got 40 and 41. The next one is, I've got 42. I can see it there, so I'm going to write that one, 42. And I have a quick little look through. If I do it, I've got 2 more 42s, so I'll write those ones down. Any 43s, I can see I've got a 43 there. Any more? Well, I got 44, a 47, and a 49. And I've actually, I think, managed to keep that all ordered. But sometimes you might get it, and at the end you might have to bang another number in. You just have to remember to change it around before you finish. Let's do the 30s now. Okay, so I can see here that I've definitely got a 30, so I'm going to write that one. I'm going to have a quick little look through. Have I got anything smaller than a 36? And the answer is no. So I write my 36 and I cross that out. The next one looks like it's going to be a 38, and looks like I've got 2 38s, so I'd write that as 38 and 38. And then I'm finished with those ones. Okay, we're on to the home straight now. So I got 51, 55, and 57. Now you'll notice that every single time what I did was I crossed out the number that I was working with. And luckily for me, I managed to get through all of that, and all of my numbers are in an ordered fashion. So I'll just go through them now. I got 36, 38, 38, 40, 41, 42, 42, 42, 43, 44, 47, 49, 51, 55, and 57. And I've got to write my key. This is the key, is you've got to write the key. So the key is represented when you write key. And I'm going to give I always give my first number that I've got. The key is 3 stem 6 equals 36. Okay? So that was nice and easy. We're going to move on now. You're going to give this next one a go. I'm going to give you a little bit of a helping hand because I haven't covered this. We can see that we've got a single digit number, and the way that I would write that would be 0, 5. That represents 5. But I'd like you to pause the video now, give everything else a go, come back and see if you've got it correct. Okay, so here we go. We're going on to the tens, and I can see I've got a 10 there, which is nice. Again, remember, I may do this and I may have to go back and make some small changes, because sometimes it's a lot easier than, you think it's a lot easier than it actually is, and you come back and you got a random number, but I'll try and do it in an ordered fashion as I go. So I can definitely see I've got an 11 down here, so I'm going to cross that out and put that there. I can see I've got a 12. In fact, I can see I've got 2 12s. Do I have any more 12s? Let's have a little look through. Doesn't look like it. So what's next? I've got a 19 there, a 19 there, and an 18. So I'll do the 18 for a start, and then the 2 19s, and I'll just remember to cross them out as I go. Okay, I think that is all my 10s done. So now I'm going to move on to my 20s. And I can see here I've got 2 22s, and it doesn't look like anything else. So I'm going to go 22 and 22. Cross those off. Now we're on to the 30s. So here we go. We've got the 30s there. Got a 34, a 35. It looks like it. A 34 and a 35. So let's go 34 and 35 and cross those off. Then I've got my 40s. So I've got a 42, a 45, a 45, a 43, 45. So we've got some 45s there. So let's start with a 42. Cross that out. A 43. Cross that out. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 45s. All right, 1, 2, 3 done. Now we're on to our 50s. We're nearly there. I've got a 51 and a 56. And last but not least, I have the 60. And amazingly, I've managed to do that in an ordered fashion. Do not forget to write the key. I always write the key to my first number. So the key is 0 stem 5 equals 5. And that is our answer. Hopefully you got that one correct. Oh, I almost forgot to cross out the last one. So now it's time for the quiz. Now, a little bit of a tip with the quiz is, if you don't know what the mode is, the range is, the mean is, then don't worry too much. Just write out the stem and leaf diagram. Don't forget the key. Go and look up what the mode, the range, and the mean are, what they mean. I don't mean that as a pun. And then come back and answer those questions. But pause the video now, give it a go, and come back and see if you've got it correct. Okay, here we go. Here's our answers. So there goes our stem, and there goes our leaves, and there goes the key. So 0 stem 1 means 1. The mode, which is the most commonly seen number, was 42. The range, the difference between the highest and the lowest number, or the lowest and the highest, is 41. And the mean is 22.8. That's all the numbers added together divided by the total numbers. So hopefully you got those correct. Hopefully you've done really well. As I say, stem and leaf is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Write a revision card on it. And as always, it's been an absolute pleasure to help you with your maths today or tonight. And until next time, goodbye.